If you want to make your life easy, and you want to make your business easier and you want to be able to scale faster, quicker, more sustainably, preach to the choir, people who are already on the train. They need support, but you're not trying to tell them, oh, you can heal your body naturally. They already know that. They just don't know how. So they need you. And welcome to Thought Leader Thursday. So excited to be here with you today. Charyse Williams, for those of you who are new to me, holistic coach and business coach for female clinicians. And I'm so excited to bring this message to you today because it's actually stemming from what's been showing up in my experience over the last week and a half. And so I always like to bring things to you that are really showing up in real time. Because like I said, it seems to be a theme that's going on. So we're going to talk about judgment and how it is sabotaging your success in business and how it is absolutely preventing you from going to the next level in your business. And we're going to talk about what to do about it. Okay. So that being said, it's preventing your quantum leaps. You guys know I'm all about quantum leaps. And speaking of quantum leaps, if you're not registered for the making the quantum leap from successful nurse to six-figure holistic health coach, if you're not registered for that masterclass, drop the word masterclass down below so that way we can make sure you get registered for that. It is a free masterclass, but registration in advance is required. So that being said, let's jump into it. So judgment. So let me provide you with some context where this is actually coming from. So over the last, like I said, week and a half, in fact, I literally early this week, I had a conversation with one of my clients in the Prosperous Practitioner Program, but I've also had I've had this conversation with other potential clients that are looking to join the Process Practitioner Program or one-on-one mentorship with me. And it's around the topic of judgment. And this is what is coming up. Understanding that, so I'll just share with you my client that I had this conversation with on Monday. She was expressing how she wants to put herself out there. She wants to launch her business. And this girl is smart as a whip. But that's actually irrelevant, right? But she has a strong desire to build her holistic health business. But she's afraid to put herself out there. She's afraid to post things online. And this is true, you guys. What we're going to talk about today is true whether you are building a brick and mortar business, whether you're building a business strictly that's online, or whether you're building a hybrid of the two. Doesn't matter. It's the same. And so she said she's afraid of being more visible. She's afraid of posting things. She's afraid. And I asked her, I said, where's that fear stemming from? And she said, I'm afraid that if I post, like, what if I post something and it's not right? Or what if I post something and someone gives me pushback or someone gives me pushback or they disagree with what I say? And so we continue to have the conversation, and we talked about, she said, I'm afraid of being judged by my peers, by my family, by, colleagues, that type of thing. And so this is what I want you to write down. And this is so important that we get. We absolutely must get this. All judgment is self-judgment. Did you get that? All judgment is self-judgment. So your concern is that you're going to be judged for whatever, right? You can fill in the blank. Judge for, insert what your fear is around. And the reality of it is the degree to which you are thinking that other people might judge you is the same as to the degree of which you're thinking that other people are judging you is really the degree in which you're judging yourself. I don't know why I couldn't spit that out, but you got the point. Okay, you're judging yourself, right? So you're thinking they're going to judge you and think, oh, she's not smart enough. When in reality, your judgment of yourself is, I'm not smart enough. And here's the thing, and I'm just going to be really transparent with you. For many years, I'm going to say decades, if we're being honest, that was an unconscious concern of mine. I wasn't smart enough. I wasn't smart enough. And let me just share this with you. Out of all of my years working with women in particular, but it's true for men as well. But whether you're a nurse, nurse practitioner, DNP, MD, DO, a chiropractor, you it happens at. I've had this conversation. I can't even tell you how many times, and the fear is I'm not smart enough. How many of you can relate to that? If we're being honest, I'm not smart enough. And what if they find out? Right? What if it's all uncovered that I'm not smart enough? And again, this is an opportunity for you to do some introspection and say, okay, why am I thinking that? Why is that my judgment of myself? Because it is. Again, all judgment is self-judgment. Okay? So it's an opportunity. If you think you're going to get through this business journey, this entrepreneurial journey without growth, let me tell you, you are sadly mistaken. Coming from someone who has been an entrepreneur since 2006, you go through a lot. Being an entrepreneur kind of triggers all your stuff. Just in case you haven't noticed yet, maybe you haven't launched yet. There's no way around it. And here's the thing. It's an opportunity for you to grow through it. It's showing up for a reason. And it's also preventing you from making that quantum leap. It's preventing you from going to that next level in your business. Because if you are always playing small, not showing up for fear of being judged, if you're always hedging, guess what? You're limiting your growth. You're stifling your growth for fear of. So how do you win? How do you overcome this? How do you transcend this? You go inward. You look at, okay, how am I judging myself? Why am I judging myself? Where is this even coming from? And go there. The quicker you go there, the quicker you're willing to go there and really unpack this for yourself, the quicker you'll see a quantum leap in your business. There's no other way around it. So if you're wondering, gosh, like how come I haven't achieved that level of success yet? I would ask yourself, what are you resisting? Because typically what we're resisting is what it is that we need to address, heal from, transcend. And once we do that, once we go on the other side of it, and this doesn't have to be a long, laborious thing, not by any stretch of the imagination. It's going to take you as long as you want it to take you. But here's the thing, and I'm actually going to kind of shift slightly, because in the same conversation with visibility, in the same conversation of the judgment, it was around the visibility and around like, what if someone posts something? What if I post something and then someone makes a comment that's contrary to what I say? Or what if someone makes a comment that, gives me some pushback? My answer to that is, so everyone has an opinion. It is fine. So here's the thing, and the best way I can illustrate this really is to share a story with you. And this still happens to this very day. So I've been a nurse since 96, right? And so over the course of my nursing journey, and then my entrepreneurial journey, which was still in healthcare, and then still now, right? I have a lot of friends and followers who are old friends and followers from when I used to work in the ICU, right? Back in the day. So these are nurses, these are nurse practitioners, these are doctors, these are people that I've met along the journey, all in healthcare. Many of which want no parts at all to do with holistic health in any way, shape, or form. And so I'm laughing because I am a huge proponent. This is what I share with my clients, and this is what I teach my clients. Don't be afraid. Number one, don't be afraid to show up 100% unapologetically as you and stand firm in what you believe in. And guess what? That could change. Your stance on certain things could change. A lot of times people say, well, I've heard this. People have written this to me. Well, what if I say something today and then, and I end up changing? You're allowed to grow and develop and to evolve. And in fact, if you're not growing and developing and evolving, what are you doing? It's part of the human experience. It's part of the human experience, right? And so it's okay. But here's the thing: I always encourage my clients to, not all the content that they post online, and again, whether this is in person or whether growing their business in person or online, but particularly online, post something that's, don't be afraid to post something that's polarizing. Why? Because people will come out of the woodworks on both sides, right? So they'll come out of the woodworks, and people who vehemently disagree with what you're saying or your stance or your perspective, and they will let you know, right? We're not worried about that. We're not worried about them, right? Because here's the thing: what also happens is people come out of the woodworks and they're like, oh my gosh, I've been looking for someone who thinks like me, who has the same perspective as me. So I'll give you a prime example. Most of the clients that I work with on the holistic health side are women who have either the diabetic type 2 diabetes or hypertensive, right? They come to me because they want to reverse those disease processes naturally and get off of meds. Okay. So I have a friend. We used to work in the ICU together back in the day. And we were both nurses at the time. And then I left the bedside and started a business. He went on to an NP school, right? And he's still NP to this day. And he happens to have type 2 diabetes. Okay, so here's the thing. This is where it gets good. So every once in a while, I'll post something that says, and if you guys follow me, you will have seen this post. But every once in a while, I'll post and it'll say, if you are type 2 diabetic and you've been on diabetic medication for longer than 5 years, you're doing something wrong. Sometimes I'll change it up and I'll say, if you have high blood pressure and you've been on blood pressure medicine for longer than 5 years, you're doing something wrong. Well, guess what this does? Like, this particular person always, because again, he's diabetic, right? Type 2 diabetic. He always responds, why do you say that? That is so wrong. And there's no cure for diabetes. And I'm like, and I just, okay. All right. And guess what my response is? Because remember, one of my clients that I was talking to on Monday, she said, well, what if someone says something that what if they give me pushback, or what if they are more qualified than me, or what if they are, disagree with what I'm saying? My response to him every time is, okay. Now, if you were to rewind 3 years ago, that was not the case. I would have felt inclined to argue my case, and so this is definitely part of the growth, this part of the journey and growing. But here's the thing. This is the work that I do day in and day out. I help people reverse their hypertension and their diabetes, their type 2 diabetes. Okay. So whether you want to call it reverse, put it in remission, whatever you want to call it, guess what? It's gone. Okay. I even wrote about it in the book. Where's the book? Right there. creating the functional medicine revolution. If you end up watching this on a podcast, you'll be wondering what I'm talking about. My book is on my bookshelf right behind me. But creating the functional medicine revolution. And so this is the work that I do. Like, I know without a shadow of a doubt that you can reverse type 2 diabetes and hypertension and get off of meds. I have the evidence. So guess what? He can argue, the person I'm talking about, that I'm referring to, he can argue till he's blue in the face. You can have your opinion. That doesn't change my opinion. And it certainly doesn't change my personal experience. It doesn't change the experience for my clients who have successfully come off of meds and are no longer, their A1Cs are 5.4, 5.3, 5.5, 5.0. Okay. So do I have to engage in a conversation? This is what I need you all to get, because I see that, especially if you're new in business, you oftentimes, and I get it because I was there too, you want to win them over, right? And this is what I always say. You are not, we've heard this saying before, preaching to the choir. You want to be preaching to the choir. You're not trying to preach to convert. Did you get that? I'll say it again. You want to be preaching to the choir. You're not trying to preach to convert. We've all been trained traditionally, right, in Western medicine. Most of the population will never be on the holistic health train, and that is fine. You're not trying to win them over. You want to make your life miserable? You want to struggle in business? Try to get people off of that track and onto this track. That is not your job. That is not your assignment. Your assignment is, if you're in the holistic health space, right? And actually, it's period. It doesn't even matter what area you are in. If you want to make your life easy, and you want to make your business easier, and you want to be able to scale faster, quicker, more sustainably, preach to the choir, people who are already on the train. They need support, but you're not trying to tell them, oh, you can heal your body naturally. They already know that. They just don't know how. So they need you. Okay? And so, just because someone invites you to a fight, we'll call it a fight, just for analogy purposes, just because someone invites you to a fight doesn't mean you have to show up. All right? So just because he always comments and goes, he'll write a whole diatribe, like, it's ridiculous. And my response is, okay, 2 letters. Okay. Why would I spend energy and effort and emotion and time, precious time, arguing in the comments section? And I've seen this. Arguing in the comments section with someone who has no intention of aligning with my way of thought and my way of being. Why would I do that? I got lives to change. He ain't one of them. And it's okay. Here's the other thing that we have to get as clinicians, as entrepreneurs who happen to be clinicians, is that you're not, number one, I've said this before, you're not for everyone. And that's okay. That's okay, right? You are not for everyone, and that's okay. Can you get that? Here's the thing, because in our minds, like, but I just want to help everyone. You couldn't help everyone if you tried. You don't have the capacity. You don't. You cannot help everyone who needs help. You don't have the capacity. Okay? And so just get that once and for all, and just know you are here to help, to support, to assist on the healing journey, those who want your support. There are plenty of people out there, and plenty more coming. Okay? So, visibility, judgment around what people might think, again, is an opportunity to really do some introspection and say, okay, how am I judging myself? Where is this? What is this? What's going on here? Because once you reconcile that within yourself and transcend that, you'll be able to show up unapologetically. You'll be able to show up and do what you need to do to get your business to the next level, to make those quantum leaps in your business that you desire, to your first 6 figures or to your next 6 figures and on to 7 figures. Okay? All judgment is self-judgment. Again, opportunity for growth. And then for those who are concerned, what if someone, with this visibility, then what happens if someone says something that is contrary to what I have posted? Okay. Should you decide to respond at all? Sometimes I don't even respond. If I got time today, I'll respond. And again, I'm okay. And that's it. I'm done. I've got lives to change. I've got lives to save. Okay. And again, I say this, I'm joking. I can joke about it now, but 3 years ago, not so much. And I can't remember exactly what the statement was, but someone posted something under my post. I didn't even know the person. And man, I was pissed. I was pissed for like a whole day. I was hot. And I remember showing my husband, and my husband's like, that ain't even you. Like, why are you so upset? It was an opportunity for me, because here's the thing. If you're triggered by it, if there's something about it that triggers you, there's some healing that needs to be done there. There's some introspection that needs to be done. Otherwise, you wouldn't be triggered. And so it was an opportunity, because I was so hot. Like when I say I was hot, I was like up to here, like over my forehead, hot. I could just feel the temperature rising. But I knew enough after I kind of steamed for a couple hours. I'm like, okay, why is this triggering me? Is there some truth to this? And if so, what are you gonna do about it? And if not, what are you gonna do about it? Really, what are you gonna do about it? Because and again, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I do remember my husband saying, as he's looking at it, he's like, that ain't even you. He's like, why are you so upset? So why was I so upset? And I remember thinking, they don't even know me. That they knew me, they would know that that's not even me. That's not even how I think. And my husband's like, okay, so you know that. So why are you so upset? Because there was something there that I had to reconcile inside myself. Okay, so again, look at it as an opportunity for growth and for healing, so that you can quantum leap to your next level in business. All right, that's all I got for you for today. Again, if you are wanting to really go deeper, actually not deeper necessarily with this particular topic, but really go deeper into how to make quantum leaps from being a nurse to a successful multi-six-figure holistic health coach. If you're wanting to know, I go a lot into universal law, or one particular universal law that I believe every nurse turned entrepreneur needs to know without a shadow of a doubt. If you're wanting to know how to attract clients, whether you start your business or not, you need clients to have a business. No clients, no business. Okay. So, but if you're wanting to learn how to attract ideal clients from a heart-centered place, and if you're wanting to know how to have authentic, effective, heartfelt enrollment conversations, then you need to make sure that you're at the Quantum Leap Masterclass, which is this Sunday. So again, you can drop the link masterclass down in the comments below. I'll make sure that you get registered for it. It is a free masterclass, but you do need to register. All right. That is it, my friends. I will see you next time, either here for Thought Leader Thursday or on the podcast, The Charyse Williams Show. And for now, have a great rest of your week. Bye.